Hello drawing class, welcome to artwithcorb.com. I'm Mr. Corb. Today what we're going to be doing is you are going to be beginning with your photographs and your two landscape drawings. If you haven't had a chance to see some of last semester's, you can go into the gallery during your study hall or lunchtime to take a look at what last semester has done. They did 3, we're going to do 2, but then in the final thing we're going to do one larger one based on one of your other photographs. So this is good practice. We're going to enlarge it later on. But anyway, let's get on to my demonstration video so that you can get started with this process. Thanks. Hello drawing class, welcome to this is my piece of paper and my photograph. Today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to give you 2 pieces of paper, and they should be on the kitchen table for you to use. And you're going to be using the pencils that you got from me last week and the photographs that you've gathered for yourself this week. If you do not have your photographs and you have not emailed them to me, what happened here? Doing lots of things at once here. If you have not gotten your photographs and you do not have them, you are desperately in need of getting those photographs. What we're going to do today is we are going to use our pencils and that photograph and that piece of paper to begin both drawings today. We're going to start by slowly looking at the entirety of that picture plane. So if you look at this entire photograph that you have, you're going to look at not just one area or just another area, and you're not going to just focus on small portions. You're going to look at the wholeness of the drawing. Now I've got a canvas here, a piece of paper that I'm going to just kind of demonstrate with. The first thing I want us to do is choose your most dominant line in the picture plane. I look at maybe my horizon line as being the most dominant line. So I'm going to very carefully draw my horizon line, and I'm looking very, very carefully at that. We're going to end up starting with 7 lines. We're only going to do 7 lines to start with, and then we're going to move to our next drawing. So we're going to put in our first most dominant line there. What's my second most dominant line? Well, I've got some of these branches up in here I could consider. I've also got some of these trees in the background that I could consider. So maybe this becomes my second line, and my third line, and my fourth line. Maybe this becomes my 5th line, 6th line, and 7th line. Or maybe this becomes one of my lines, and it's a big line. This is the final artwork you're working on, so don't rush through this. These are very important decisions that you're going to make. So I'm going to choose this as my one of my second lines. So I've got my pencil, and maybe I'm using my, 2B pencil. Or maybe my 4B because it's a little thicker. Well, this one kind of grows right out of the horizon line. It's a little bit beneath the horizon line. I'd also want to tip it on its side to make it a little thicker. So I'm going to go up, and it branches off, and there's a lot of negative space up in there. Let's see if I can move this around for a continuous line. So that's one line. It's a little thicker, so there's my second line. And my third line is going to be one of these other trees. There's my third line, and it comes up and it branches into this space. I'm going to bring it back down. I haven't lifted it up. I'm using a mouse. So once I lift it up, it ends the line. You're using a pencil, so think about the same. So there's 2 lines. That's 1, 2, 3 lines. I'm going to play with this one over here as my 4th line. It's way over here, and it goes up. It actually goes off the picture plane. I'm not going to do that here. And kind of bring it back up. There's 2 lines. A pencil is going to be a little easier than my mouse is, but that's my 4th line. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like this idea of the fence line coming in here. So this is going to be my 5th line. And remember, this is my finished artwork. I'm just putting these, this is a single line, kind of cheating the system here a little bit, thinking about perspective. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more lines. And I want to play with one of these lines up here. So here's going to be my 6th line, coming in out of the corner, looking very carefully. Now, sometimes the kids of last semester and in the past have cheated this system by using one huge continuous line. I'd like us to kind of keep it simple. There's line 6 and line 7 I want to drop down in here. All the while, I'm looking at how things relate to each other. So that's the beginning of my first drawing. I'm going to obviously go back to it and make a lot of modifications, but this quick little demonstration shows you how to start. So go ahead and get out your photographs, get out your white pieces of paper that your guest teacher has handed out to you, and begin very slowly dealing with one line at a time. There's my first line, there's my second line, my third line, my fourth line, my fifth line, my sixth line, my seventh line, but a lot slower than I just said that. When you're done with that, and actually I'd like the substitute to guide you through that, so they will say draw your first line and walk around and let you draw your first line, and then they will draw the second line and you will draw the second line, and then the third line up until you got your 7 lines drawn. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take that piece of paper, put it away, get out your next photograph that you're happy with and the new sheet of paper, and do the same thing. Slowly go through that process. So that's what we've got there. When you're done with those two, then you go back to the first one and you start to add other lines very meticulously, like you did with your Vincent van Gogh or the Carl Schrag drawings from Thursday and Friday of last week. And if you don't have your photographs today, those are the 2 images you're working with today. So make sure you've got that. If you have any questions or comments, please email me. You can, I'll help you out as best I can. I'm not there, so you've got work to do. Otherwise, this is what we're doing today. So you've got a full day ahead of you, or a full hour ahead of you, and some pretty challenging things, I think. Simplification using line. These are your images, so be proud of them. Any problems, questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Oh, you've also got a new seating chart. Oh, forgot to mention that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. How do I shut this off? How do I stop this? There it is.